Hi everyone and welcome back to Perima's kitchen. I am Selena, my daughter is Shivaya, and today we are going to cook our classic mutton curry. It's our Durban mutton curry. I'm sure you as well have many variations of your mutton curry, and today I will be sharing with you my classic version. My other variation of my mutton curry is just as delicious. My husband really enjoys it. It does have a lot more gravy. It is a different method, but I will be sure to upload that as well. So please check it out. And as usual, all the ingredients will be found in the drop-down description below. So I added half a cup of oil to my pot. I'm now adding my dry spices, which is cloves, star anise, cinnamon sticks and bay leaf. I let that fry in the oil for a little bit before I add my onions. I'm now adding 2 large onions which I've sliced. We will fry that up in the oil until it's slightly translucent. I'm now ready to add my ginger and garlic. I'm adding 2 heaped teaspoons of crushed ginger and garlic, 2 teaspoons of Jeera powder, alternatively you can use Jeera seeds, followed by my turmeric. You can add 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of turmeric, followed by 2 teaspoons of roasted dhania powder. Next, I'm adding a stem of fresh curry leaf. You can't have mutton curry without curry leaves. I will stir it for a few seconds in the oil, and I'm going to add my masala and chili powder next. So if you feel more comfortable, you can turn down your heat right now and then get ready to add your masala and your chili powder. I'm using 1 kg of meat today, so the quantity of my spices will be more. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of my masala. That was my first one. And that's my 3rd tablespoon of masala, followed by my chili powder. I'm using 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder. When adding your masala or especially your chili powder, go with an amount that's comfortable for your family. Play around with it until you find something that you enjoy. So I've added 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder. We'll let that simmer in the oil for just a few seconds, and then we will get ready to add our tomatoes. So your tomatoes, you can do whatever you prefer. If you like to grate your tomatoes, you like to peel them first, it's up to you. I just chop them up, and I am using 4 medium-sized tomatoes today. And you can even liquidize your tomatoes if you want. So generally when I add tomatoes, if I'm adding just 1 tomato or 2, I don't necessarily add any sugar. But if I'm adding more than 3 or 4, I do sprinkle a little bit of sugar. Today I'm using a leveled teaspoon of sugar. And this just helps to balance the acidity of the tomatoes. So now we're going to close the lid and let the chutney simmer. I've given it about 5 minutes, and just make sure you keep your heat on a low temperature so it doesn't catch. The tomatoes have broken down slightly. They will cook further once I've added the meat. As I mentioned before, I'm using a kg of meat. I'm using a B-grade meat today, which is ideal for a mutton curry. This is leg and shoulder pieces. If you are using lamb instead, your cooking time will be much faster. So do take that into consideration. We will mix everything into all of that beautiful spices and gravy. Give it a good coating. My everyday masala really does come in handy, especially when you're cooking on a daily basis. You don't want to think about it too much. You want your masala readily available and you want it to be flavorsome. You want your food to be flavorsome. So that Nagiah's everyday masala is a winner. Next, add your salt to taste. And I understand a lot of people get nervous when adding their salt, or they feel like they're going to be adding too much of salt. Rather go less than more. You can add some rough salt in the beginning, enough for your meat and your potatoes, and you can always add some fine salt towards the end if you feel like you need it. So I'm going to let my mutton cook, and you can check up on it occasionally. It will start to release some water. So it's only been about 20 minutes. It's not even halfway there. I'm giving it a good mix. And you can also decide whether you want to add a little bit of garam masala. It's optional, you don't have to. Sometimes I add it, sometimes I don't. You can add garam masala towards the end of your cooking as well. It's not necessary to add it at the beginning. Today I'm going to add just half a teaspoon of garam masala. But again, it's completely optional. And once I'm done, I'm going to close my lid and let it cook for a further 20 minutes. And then I will add my potatoes. I'm using up-to-date potatoes, so they won't take very long. So it's been about 35 to 40 minutes within our cooking time. And when you see the oil start to rise and surface like this, that means you're almost there. I'm going to add my potatoes now. If you are not using up-to-date potatoes like I am, you need to pierce your potatoes prior to adding it to the gravy. I've taken about 5 or 6 potatoes and I've just sliced them in half because they will cook fairly quickly. I have not added any boiling water throughout the cooking process just yet. Everything has been cooking in its own juices, in the tomatoes, in the meat. So I'm adding my potatoes now, but it also depends on the type of potatoes you're using. Some potatoes do absorb a lot of gravy, a lot of water. So you might need to add a dash of boiling water. And if you have very hard potatoes, you also might need extra boiling water. Pierce it as well before, that will help. And if you were concerned about adding too much of salt, you can now add some salt, some rough salt or fine salt. My potatoes will need approximately 15 to 20 minutes to cook. So I'm going to close the lid now and check on it in 15 minutes time. So it's been about 15 minutes. I will leave it for a further 5 minutes. I'm just checking on my potatoes and on the meat, just making sure it doesn't catch. But also if you have somebody in the family that likes green chilies, like my husband, I'm just adding about 2 or 3 green chilies now. I just slightly slit them and then I add them straight to my pot. And because I'm at the end of my cooking time, I'm going to add some boiling water. I'm adding less than a cup of boiling water, and this will also help give the curry some gravy. And you just need to leave it for a further 5 to 10 minutes. Overall, it takes about 1 hour to cook your mutton curry. I'm gonna now check on my potatoes. It definitely looks done. These are those gorgeous gravy soakers. And I'm almost ready to garnish. I have my fresh coriander soaking in a little bit of cold salted water. I will drain them and then break up my coriander and add it straight to the curry. You can now turn your heat off completely. And there you have it. Our Durban classic mutton curry. How delicious does this pot of curry look? Serve it with basmati rice or roti, whatever your preference. A slice of butter bread, yum. Absolutely delicious. Thank you for watching, and also don't forget I have another recipe as well. Check that out. It is a little bit different, but you won't be disappointed. That will be uploaded soon. Please subscribe. Kindly hit the notification bell so you are notified when a new video is uploaded. Please like and share, and your comments are always very welcome. See you again soon in Perima's kitchen. I am Selena.